the Europa League final on Wednesday. He's just he's too honest for his own good, really. Has vowed not to walk away, but yet again says, listen, I'm going to be sacked if this doesn't turn around soon. He just can't stop saying, this is so terrible. I really will be sacked, honestly. Like, they're not going to hang around much longer. I'm going to be sacked.
Has he consulted his agent to find out exactly what the parachute payment is for and he's trying to hint. Oh, God, well, maybe.
He was asked, would you be better off, though, without Champions League next season? You know. He said, that is my feeling. We need more time with the team. He says, Champions League, Premier League season next year, that would be tough. Yeah. That is my feeling.
Would this have been better for Amorim if they lost in the semi-final to Athletic Bilbao and they don't have Champions League next season? I completely get what he's talking about. They're not ready for Champions League. He needs time to implement stuff. They're going to be fighting a battle on two fronts then if they go into the Champions League. But now the way of knocking into the Champions League is losing a final to Spurs. You know, whereas if they had just gone out in the last round or the round before that, it would have been like, well, look, now we can really get started now in the summer. But
and we got Ruben Amorim to manage a few GAA teams. So, like, the honesty there is fantastically bracing. Like, I love the you get this look back of a GAA manager when you ask them a question, and the premise of it is, we know what the honest answer is, but we also know that you're going to avoid trying to give the honest answer. It happened at the Munster final recently when Owen Cormacan from the Examiner asked Jack O'Connor about the degree of difficulty in the group, and he just looked and fairness to Jack, like, he's been around a long time, this is his last year, and instead of just coming straight out in line, he kind of preceded by saying, geez, Owen, you're always asking me difficult questions, what do you want me to say? They're all useless. And then he gave us the whole, well, blah blah blah, me, they're this and that. So that kind of honesty is almost bracing.
Amorim, and it's been picked up a lot now, like, he needs to stop saying how terrible they are. Like, he did an MUFC in-house interview during the week after they'd lost again to West Ham, who had not won in 8 games. You know, they came to Old Trafford and that was just the comfort blanket they needed to win and head off home. And he was just, and he's on MUTV, we're just so bad. Like, it's incredible. Like, I really should be sacked.
Yeah, Roy Keane got thrown out of the club for doing something similar.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Amorim is worse than Roy Keane's infamous MUTV video for just how terrible they are. So I'm sort of very taken with him. The way he speaks, the way he conducts himself, and yet this is unacceptably terrible. And that's the system, and I'm sticking to it. That is not management. And I think I don't see how it's going to get dramatically better over the summer, even if they buy 2-3 players. If he's still just playing this system and the performances, current trajectory, Champions League or no, he's sacked before Christmas. But it's just like, this is just terrible.
But isn't it great that we have the Europa League final of the two great ideologues? It's just like, look, we're not changing. It doesn't matter if we lose every game under the sun. We're going to be playing this system till the day we're sacked.
I know. I can see the two of them looking at each other in touchline. My team's playing shit. My team's playing worse. Are you changing? No. Absolutely not. Cool. Me neither.
I told them how we're playing in the summer. I don't know what else you want me to do.
Yeah. But I'm like, is this not the definition of madness? Like,
yes.
So, I've said it before. We could all learn a system, perfect a system, go into Manchester and say, this is the system I believe in. And you never realise, you don't have to analyse the opposition. You don't have to change anything. It's my system.
And then every kind of 6 months, you like beat City 4-1 or something, and everyone goes, oh, here we go. It's slowly coming together.
The reason I mention him, the headline that caught my eye was not so much, his usual thing. He has paid for 30 of his United backroom staff to take their families to the final because the club said, no, we're not taking you. The club had said coaches, physios, support team would have to pay for their own tickets. Imagine being a physio and being told,
pay for your own ticket.
Pay for your ticket.
Their own tickets?
Yeah.
But did not get a special I'm a physio ticket.
Well, maybe these are the physios that just do the Monday to Friday at Carrington job and aren't match day physios.
God, that's bleak. That's bleak, isn't it?
It's bleak. This is like the third highest revenue in world football every year. The players' families also being limited to 2 tickets each, and after that they have to buy. The club aren't paying for them. So I was like, I'm going to bring my mum, my dad. Can I bring my wife? No, you can't. You have to pay. Like, okay. And then, as people know, there's not going to be a parade should they overcome Spurs. They'll have a barbecue at Carrington. I don't. Is that cost saving?
Bring your own sausages.
Yeah, is that cost saving, or is that just like we'd be embarrassed to have a parade as we stave off relegation?
I'd say there's a
saving us.
little out of column A and little out of column B there.
You'd probably have to pay for security and police efforts, wouldn't you? Amorim, to be fair, said it was understandable the club have laid off 200 people and then 250 last summer. So, you know, he gets that they're not... I don't actually know what is standard here. Like, do Liverpool pay for everyone to go or not? You know, to be fair, so there's a bit of a vacuum. But it does just highlight the bleakness off the pitch. Jonathan Wilson was on this week and we were marking the 20-year anniversary of the Glazers arriving. And just looking at the figures again... So when they did the leveraged buyout in 2005, they put 600 million sterling of debt on the club in effect.
Yeah.
Now, in the meantime, $1 billion of dividends, to Glazers, a lot of money, and to banks had been paid off over the 20 years. But the core debt has only gone from 600 million in 2005 down to about 500 million. They've paid off none of the debt. It's just been like, we're servicing it. Oh, banks, interest rates, sure, dividends. And there's still 500 million debt on like the biggest club in English football financially and beyond. It's just one of the most...
It's the greatest swindle of all time.
Swindles, yeah.
To be fair to Arsene Wenger, I remember when he was warning about all of this. And he was... Because there was, what an innocent time. We were all a little bit kind of dazzled by the Roman Abramovich model. And at that stage, we didn't really understand it. And it was like, rich geezer comes in, puts loads of money into the thing, jazzes up the whole league. And Arsene Wenger warned, he said, look, these American people are investors. They're trying to make money out of the club. So one person is using the club to burn money, to launder their image or whatever it might be, whereas this is the exact opposite. And it was only kind of in hindsight that just the brazenness of it is really, really incredible.
Yeah. Jonathan Liu had a great story I mentioned to Jonathan of the first time the three Glazers were at Old Trafford. It was in 2005 and they went to see the Megastore, you know, which was a big thing at the time, the United Megastore. And he describes brilliant, like they're raiding the Megastore, you know, jerseys and merchandise, and you know, it's run through the tills, beep, 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 beep. And then at the moment of pain, they just walk off with the stuff. Like, of course we're not paying. Is the perfect encapsulation of what this relationship is from day one.
Threw it on top of the other debt.
Yeah.
We left
Yeah.